Hi, I'm Dee Keller.
I'm Jordan Leahy, and we're counselors with the Teen Counseling Program at ReadyKids.
Being a teenager is hard,
Yep.
and this is especially true in our current moment.
The COVID-19 pandemic has disrupted the rhythms and routines that help us to regulate and orient ourselves on a daily and weekly basis.
And for teens, this is the most obvious in the fact that school is closed for the rest of the academic year.
And while the day-to-day rigor of school may have decreased, the developmental tasks of teenagers have not.
So we're here to offer some insights of those tasks, as well as some tips for supporting your teens in this uncertain and unique time.
Yeah, so there are three big developmental tasks that teens are going through and up against at this point in their lives. So number one is learning cause and effect. Teens are likely to feel invincible or have difficulty understanding the risks of their actions in a given moment. On their best day, they may be able to plan for the future and weigh pros and cons of their decision making, but the majority of the time, this is a difficult skill, and this is especially true under stressful conditions like the ones we're in now. So some common thoughts, beliefs, or statements you might hear from a teenager are, I won't get sick. They think they're invincible. Another one is that the CDC indicates that teens are not specifically at higher risk of severe illness from COVID-19. So you may hear them say, I'm not at risk. And from there, they can say stuff like, I can hang out with my friends and we'll be fine. Stop overreacting. Because what they know is they feel fine, their friends feel fine, and they've all been in quarantine. So like nobody's gotten it from anybody. Why can't we hang out?
So then task number two that they're going through is, who am I? So it's normal for teens to be processing and understanding their identity and developing a sense of self. They rely really heavily on peers and activities, school to understand their identity. So with all of those things being closed and canceled, this can feel like a loss and is very disorienting, most likely for teens, and with lots of grief around the loss of self. So you might be seeing some of those things happening.
Task number three is that teens are learning independence. They're developing their identity, and that means they're also in the process of differentiating from their families of origin. And that's in order to develop their own confidence, their own values, and their own belief systems. So given their focus on peer relationships, like Dee just said, being at home with their parents during social distancing is unlikely to go as a well-received thing. And that's developmental and biological. It's going against their natural tendency to want to be with folks their own age and practice their autonomy and independence. And so with their age-appropriate desire to pull away, feelings of frustration and annoyance are more than likely to become.
And in all of these tasks, one of the biggest things that is continually to go under developmental shifts and changes is their ability to manage their emotional experiences in a way that's healthy. So they're still learning how to express their emotions in ways that we would say, okay, yeah, I hear you and I got you.
Yeah, and given this ongoing work, it's going to be that more common to see emotional outbursts and nonverbal cues associated with negative emotions. So like sighing or slamming doors and short and annoyed tones of voice are definitely going to pop up. And you're probably looking at me like, yes, I know this.
Yes, right? We're all saying that. Like that's got to be every day, right? As a teenager. But under stress, it's harder to focus. It's harder for teens to learn, to think logically, to be able to regulate their emotions. These are all high-level brain functioning things that are going on. And in the moment of stress and outbursts, that's the high-level thinking is going to be offline until the stress is able to decrease.
So what are some things that y'all can do to support your teenagers through COVID-19 related stress?
So working to stay calm, doing your own practice of self-care, stress reduction, to manage your own anxieties, fears, and frustrations. That's going to be real helpful.
Yeah, another one is to validate. Help your teen feel understood. Their worries, concerns, and annoyances are real, and it's important to accept their feelings and avoid saying things like, it'll be okay, it's not the end of the world. even if that may be the case, you can offer the statements more along the lines of, this is really hard, this is really disappointing, it's so unfair, and validate the experiences that they're having.
Yeah, absolutely. And then also provide clear and attainable expectations. So as best as you can, establish some kind of rhythm or routine to your day. So things like taking a shower regularly, or having clothes for nighttime and then change into your daytime sweats. Consistent, predictable sleep schedules can be really helpful. Regular meal times, specific and intentional times to be together and alone can also help buffer some of the stress. Having something that is predictable is really, really important to kind of manage the chaos of uncertain times. So that's why rhythms and routines can be really supportive.
Yeah, and accepting sort of the factors of social distancing, it's important to work to provide ample opportunities for a social life, so to speak, for your teen, and connection with friends and extended family. So stuff like FaceTime and other video chat apps, trying to build in time for them to connect with folks outside of their house. Another one, and this is really key, is to read and follow the CDC guidelines on how to contain the spread of COVID-19. And that website is cdc.gov/coronavirus.
And then now too, with distance learning kind of taking place, and it's also really helpful for some guidance around setting up and how to be kind of successful or manage school. So designate some time and space to do schoolwork. That could look like having the same chair, same time that you sit down and do your work. Help your teens also set a realistic and balanced schedule for the day. So encourage things like have some time to do the homework and then sit down and do something that's really fun, or have some social outlets. Cramming everything in and sometimes setting those like, I'm going to do it all, is not going to be the most helpful way to manage stress.
Yeah. And the last one is to work to hold the belief that each member of your family and folks in the household are doing the best that they can in a given moment. One way to do this is through mindfulness, which can include things like meditation or yoga or intentional deep breathing. But it also includes just practicing tuning into our own emotional experience and doing that without judgment, understanding what we're feeling in order to make space for the emotional experiences of others. That also allows us to help manage and decrease the severity of our own emotional experiences.
And keep in mind that social distancing and staying home are really big shifts for everyone, adults, children, teens, and it's bound to cause tension and stress. So strive to be patient with each other.
That's real. Dee, I keep saying, what a time to be alive. These are truly unprecedented days, and we're all trying to figure it out and make it work. I have a friend who often uses the phrase, building the plane in the air.
Yeah. I hear you. I mean, gosh, yeah. I mean, everybody is struggling, and teens are no exception. So remember to breathe, try to be patient, and know you're not on your own.
And in times when the squeeze is on and you feel like you need some extra support, you or your teen can reach out to our teen hotline, which is staffed by one of our counselors, 2/3 of which are Dee and myself.
Here. Yeah.
And you can reach that number at 434-972-7233. I said that fast, so I'm going to say it again. 434-972-7233. And that's available, call or text, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Absolutely. You guys stay safe.
Peace.
Bye.